Okay, so second match I hope will be easier. What do we have right now? The first round number 2. In round number 2, let's see what I was playing. I think it was Ponza, but I'm not sure right now. This hand is awful. This hand is tiny bit better, but I decided to ship this back as well. I cannot see whether I want to play on the draw. We'll find out soon. And this hand on the 5 is like very good. Very good. We have Druid option to get it back. I was considering what to put on top, what to put on the bottom. Oh, this was actually Grixis Shadow. Very
Oh,
strange matchup. The way it was played out, but this is quite a difficult one, at least pre-board, because we had like not too many options. But I was not sure what I'm playing against for like at least a couple turns, first couple turns. So I'm playing Druid, and let's see what my opponent will do. This matchup is difficult pre-board as they have like fast clock, a lot of disruption, and in general this is quite difficult to. Oh, my opponent was also on Mulligan to 5. I did not say that to you. So we are checking something. What's on top? Timur Battle Rage. So right now I'm sure that this is the Shadow. I'm going for Finale instead of Call because if they kill Druid, I have second one. Stubborn Denial, not gonna work out. Just pay 1, and that's game. Very strange game. I never expect to win or just to steal a game 1 against Shadow. But my opponent also moved to 5, so it was like my move to 5 was just a combo. Their move to 5 was like not important interaction that was really not interacting. So I'm just winning from here. So let me stop it. Game number 2, as sadly as you can see, there will be game number 3, but this is still might be quite interesting to. I was for more than half of this game. I was sure I'm gonna win it. This hand is obviously very good. I have like Giver, so protection for the Druid, Path to Exile for the first threat. Like everything is gonna work out well, I hope. And maybe let's see. Can I view sideboard? Yes, I can view sideboard. So maybe let's consider sideboard just for a second. I'm cutting 2 Viziers. I don't want to cut 3 because if I finish with 1 in hand and they discard it and exile it with Cling to Dust, we are done. So I'm always making this sacrifice that I'm just cutting 2, even though this is the weakest card. 2 postmortem launches. They play like a bunch of Graveyard cards. 1 Noble Hierarch, 1 Evolution, weak to counter magic, and 1 Spell Guide. I'm leaving in the sideboard both Blossoming Defense because we have like 4 Givers and 4 Veils of Summer. So I want this more. Maybe this would be nice to cut 1 Walking Ballista instead of maybe and put Blossoming Defense instead. But this is like quite close, I think.
so you don't care about the balls and think that the givers
Yes,
are gonna be enough.
yes, it is not obvious what sort of removal spells they're gonna play, and moreover, they are definitely playing pushes, so Burenton is quite bad, and they don't have any red
Mm-hmm.
creatures. Against Jund, I will definitely play Burenton because they have like Raging Ravine, Burenton, Bloodbraid Elf, and they play, let's say, Vrennen Six, Bolt, and Colagan's commands. So there is
Yeah.
much more targets. Here, I expect them to play like 1, maybe 2 Colagan's commands, maybe 1 Anger post board. Jund plays more, and no red creatures. And it dies to push quite easily. Jund is going more towards Lightning Bolt and less to push, so this is more difficult for them to remove Burenton. This is, in my opinion, just a bad play by my opponent because they decided to play Gurmak and just, expose it to Path. Maybe it's not true because I don't know the context of their hand. This is just 2 cards, right? They have 3 cards.
Yeah.
That's not too much. So this is something I was maybe not prepared to see, or maybe just had a too bad board situation. Nothing good to do. Finally, for 1 bet, call bet. So I'm just taking Lurrus and we'll see. And in 1 second, the game has changed completely because my opponent played Royal Scion, which is something I cannot path, something I cannot kill easily. I'm trying to make some board presence. They have found another threat, and boy, what kind of threat is this? +2. I'm not jumping because they have trample and double strike dead. So as I have stolen game 1, this game 2 looked quite awful. I mean, I was in very good position until I was dead. And game number 3. Yeah, I hope I will win this one because from 0-2 it would be difficult. to make any good results. This hand is good. The question might be whether to start with birds or giver. I decided to go for birds because they have plenty of discard spells, so I wanted more protection. I have call and I am going for druid because I have lunch, so there is no reason for me to do it differently. Call out. The call is out. I'm going for Lurrus. No real reason to go for call. I don't have mana and I don't have option to put Vizier on board. And this was their vial. So we are untapping and I am protected, but I don't have combo. As you can see, the white mana can be a problem, and it is here because I would have like very good situation, like double call, and I cannot put Vizier on board. So I am just waiting. And if you face discard spells, sometimes this is just good to play Eladam Recall because you can put a creature into graveyard. This was probably a small mistake on my side. I should have gone for call before that shadow landed, because if they have street rate, they can go street rate, make this 4/4, and then get stubborn denial. I felt, let's say, a bit safe because I had double call and Lurrus from graveyard if I wanted. So maybe, but I think it would be better to play call in response. So they had denial but not street rate, and this is just game. So quite a strange situation, as I have won unexpectedly game 1 and lost unexpectedly game 2, but we had some lucky situation later on. Yeah, go on.
I think I personally would have waited with the second call to the turn exactly because of what you said. Do you think it's a risk? What would be the risk to wait with the second call to
The
your
risk
own
to
main
wait
phase?
with the second call would be if we draw a sequence of spells that requires more white mana. I have only 2 white mana and I have drawn this fetch land. So if, for example, they somehow counter my second Eladam Recall and I draw another Eladam Recall, or maybe not. It's hard for me to imagine a situation where we need, because we have Vizier for 1 white and we have call for second white. But I decided to go everything on end step because we are just using our mana, and my opponent showed me that they don't have hard counterspell. I think right now that there is no situation that we are punished for either play. In my opinion, it would be the best to cast both spells in response to the shadow casting. When it's on board, they can have street rate into stubborn. So it would be better, but I don't think we can get punished. Maybe if we somehow don't have a combo and we want to play giver, but or Barenton or Lurrus from hand, but I don't think there's a situation like this. So I was just using my mana, and my opponent just wanted to play Stubborn Denial. I untap Druid. Sometimes this is a situation where you can catch somebody off guard. They see, oh, you are tapped out, I'm gonna counter this unless you play one, so you untap Druid. So this is more a situation to catch than some very some very well thought play, and actually we're just using the mana. So let's